guys.
Welcome back to Forward Farming with special guest Bear.
Oh my goodness. This is going to be a very and Gracie, it's just a dog's episode. Oh Jesus Christ.
He's like showing the sides of you.
He's very large and in charge. Bear is now like 120 pounds. So he's a big boy. But today we are gonna embrace the chaos. Hashtag bless this mess. We've got kids all over the place. Porter zooming around in his gator, running into me. Bear is terrified of the wind, and it's a very windy day, so you're gonna hear him barking.
I see Winnie in the background.
Winnie's here too, so she's checking in to make sure we're all alive and well. So
I'm sitting in my truck because Jackson fell asleep, and then Gracie came in the truck with me because she's warm, I think. Sophia is in the house pouting because she's very angry at me. Like, she literally came out right before we started recording to yell at me. She told me that Daddy was going to be so mad at me. I was like, okay.
Oh, girl.
And Joe is sitting outside putting sunscreen on his face, so he's being safe.
Good. At least you got that going.
I got one good time.
So we just wanted to come on. I don't know how long this episode is going to be. It might be like 5 minutes long. It might not. It might be longer. But we just wanted to come in, check in, and say hi. See how each other's doing. It's been a minute since we've like sat down and recorded an episode.
Yeah,
like 2 weeks.
Not had a guest. Well, okay. Has it only been 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's been probably a month since we haven't had a guest. Maybe. I don't remember.
I don't know. We were good for a little bit. We cranked out 2 episodes in one day, which, when was the last time that's ever happened? Never.
It's fine. Everyone's fine.
It's great.
Yeah, things have just obviously been really busy around here. Plus with Mother's Day and all the things. So what have you been up to on the marsh?
So we just started, here's Porter. The guys just started Frostwatch what? Did you say how old is he?
Rolling.
Oh.
I hate it.
Honestly, he's got this gator that he's in right now, and he never leaves. And it makes, yeah. So I threw my back out over Easter trying to pick him up out of this thing. I was sitting down, and I lifted, and don't do that. Anyway, we just started doing Frostwatch last week. So things are starting to come out of dormancy. So this is like a month later than it was last year, which
that's crazy.
It's crazy, but it is what it is.
Well, so you have like a later harvest then, you think?
No, it should be fine by then. Everything usually catches up later in the summer. We'll probably just have to do a couple more like fertilizer applications early on to kind of like really kickstart things into gear to get things growing a little bit faster. But that's okay. This isn't the first time this has happened, but yeah, Porter's excited. So we just started doing that and just kind of getting things ready for growing season. Good Lord. But yeah, today's like what's going on. I know we don't want to talk about the weather all the time, but Wisconsin which isn't good. It feels like there's a really big storm coming in tonight. So we'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing bad comes from it. But like right now, it's just kind of like overcast, and it just feels like, when it just feels like you're going to get hit by something. That's what it feels like all day today. I had to turn the air conditioner on in our house because I couldn't handle the heat right now, and we can't have the house open because it's windy and Bear won't stop barking. So we're trying to keep everyone happy and calm. And we just turned the air conditioner on. So first time of the year, what is it? May 9th. Write it down in the baby book.
We don't need the air here because it's so windy that we just have like the windows open, and then the wind is just, so I mean, it's a good cleanup thing as well, because anything that's not, bolted down is just going to fly right out of the house. So it's fine. No, but our house it's actually quite nice in there because it's like the wind is moving through it really nice. But yeah, super windy here, but gorgeous out. I mean, it's just sunny and literally I can see 3 tractors from where I am. Everyone's in the field, so that's kind of cool.
Good.
I know a couple weeks ago Joey got our beans planted and then it rained a ton and we haven't been able to get in the fields for a while. Friday, I don't remember. Oh. On Saturday, he was able to work some ground again, and then Sunday he was able to work some ground, and now he's planting our corn today. There's
Good.
still like 2 spots that have water in them yet, but he's hoping to get most of it planted because it's hard for him because he's got like his full-time job, so he kind of has to work around like when he can get off and stuff. But hopefully he just trying to break in. Hopefully, Abed, what do you want? Daddy? No noises. The tractor just came back. Anyways, so Joy's playing corn. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, hopefully he can get as much done as he can and then just hit those wet spots when it dries up a little bit. And yeah, everyone's in the fields. He must have ran out of corn. Doesn't he know I'm busy right now?
No. How long does it typically take him to plant everything on like a good year?
He would be able to tell you the exact amount of hours. I cannot, but usually like a good full day of planting beans and a good full day of planting corn. I don't know how many acres we have. That's like not an offensive question to me. I know we don't have that many. I want to say maybe 80 total. And that and then we've got like 8 acres of hay. So he doesn't have a ton to do, but it's enough. Stop creeping on me.
Special guest.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Which one?
The ones that were in the little container shed.
Did they fly away?
I rounded them all up. They're fire burning that'll patch.
Oh, that's sad.
They need lots of water to dry.
Okay. For flowers, I didn't get everything planted.
Uh-oh.
And so like with all the wind today, apparently they went flying.
Oh.
Whoops. What else is new? Jackson had his 9-month appointment today. And I feel like terrible because he has an ear infection and I had no idea. Like he had one a few weeks ago. It was almost a month ago now. And then she said like both of his ears are infected.
Well, what a tough little bugger. Holy cow.
Right? Like he's still been napping really good. He sleeps 12 hours at night. Like he hasn't been super. Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. He hasn't been super fussy.
That's
so
good.
It's weird, but I feel bad that I didn't know.
We are going through a teething phase, I think. It feels like he's getting all of his teeth at once, which he hasn't been too bad. He just isn't sleeping the best at night. So we moved him, unfortunately, into his nursery when Dan started doing frost watch, just so the alarms wouldn't be waking him up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So that first night he went down probably like around 10 o'clock and then he slept until 8:30. And then ever since then, he's been waking up like an hour after we put him down and then like every 2 hours after that. And it sucks. So I don't know if he can still hear Dan's alarm going off because he'll wake up like shortly after his alarm goes off in the morning, but he's down the hall and with the door shut. So I don't know how.
Do you have like a sound machine or anything?
Yeah, like we have an air purifier in that room, so it's just like a white noise. So I thought that would be enough, but apparently not. But he's got bumps on top. bottoming on the side now too. So I hope for his sake.
Okay, I'm not laughing at you. My husband is special.
They all are.
So we got a GoPro.
Yeah, how's that going?
He's obsessed. The amount of footage that he has, like, all day, Saturday, Sunday, and now today, he's been taking videos. And then he's like, oh, yeah, you have to edit all this. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, it's so funny. But he, like, found a super strong magnet. And so he attached the GoPro to the magnet. So now he's been, like, attaching it to the... What are you eating? He's been attaching it to the planter and the finisher so that he can get, like, some sweet angle shots.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
It is. I just have to figure out how to edit things.
Do you use a Splice app?
I just downloaded it because when I bought the GoPro, that like GoPro has their own app, and it says you can like edit videos on it, but you can. It's no, they're lying. So, yeah, I just got the Splice app, and then with that, I had to like download all the videos to my iPad. So I did that right before we left for the doctor. So I haven't played around with it yet, but
that's the easiest way I found anyway. And then you can like format it to whatever platform you want to upload the video on. So if you want to put it on like Reels, it'll format it so it fits in there. And like YouTube, and if you want to use like the same video on YouTube, you can format it that way too. So it's pretty slick.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll have to play around with that tonight, but just a man and his YouTube wishes.
How was your Mother's Day?
It was good. It was pretty slow. We had a pretty busy day on Saturday just because it was like so nice out. And then, I mean, unfortunately, you probably had more fun on Saturday, but we couldn't make it to that, so we just stayed home and got the garden kind of planted. Kids played outside like pretty much all day, and we had a fire Saturday night, so it was nice. Sunday, Joey was able to get back in the field, so it's just, I don't know, we were just kind of cleaning up the house and doing random stuff. It was a little bit colder yesterday.
Yeah, it was
like the day before, so the kids played outside for a little bit, but no pool, unfortunately.
How big is your pool that you got?
So the one that we have is just from last year, and it actually has a hole in it, so we'll see how long it lasts. It's just like one of those $10 little plastic pools. Sophia really wants a big pool, but we're not comfortable with that because the kids are outside a lot, not necessarily for themselves, but not being watched like hawks. Mm-hmm. So even with a cover, I don't like that. So we'll see if maybe I'll get a bigger rubber pool this year, but we have fun with that. I did get like a big splash pad thing at Target the other day, so maybe when we get here, maybe I'll set it up so Sophia stops being mad at me. But
I'll send you a link for that giant dog pool thing that I had last year when I was pregnant. It was so freaking hot, and I just soaked in it like a bush whale. Yeah. It was really nice.
I almost bought one of those last year, just because like I'm sure since it's for dogs, it's probably a little bit more heavy duty than like a kid's pool.
Yeah, it's like that material. I don't know. It's like a material on it, so it's not like the plastic. Is that really good?
Like
so it can like
they can't like pop it.
Yeah, so it can like collapse. And we left ours outside all winter long, so I'll probably get it out this week and see how well it held up. But it seemed really durable, and like it had that liner on the bottom too, so they don't just like slip and slide all over the place.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I wanted to put Porter in it because he does not. He's talk about a material girl. He doesn't do cold water. So if it's too cold or if it's too hot, he loses his mind. Like it's just the worst day ever. So it has to be like perfect temperature. I don't know where he got his drama from, but it was definitely
Dan.
Yeah, for sure. Not me at all. No. But yeah, on Saturday, Beck and I were invited to this event that Doug Duran was hosting out at his at his farm in Cazenovia. And it was all about sharing the land, which we talked about on our episode with him. So if you haven't listened to that, check that out after you get done listening to this chaos episode. So it was basically, I didn't know what to expect. We didn't get a lot of details on it. We were just told to show up at this time. And it was definitely not what I was expecting. So sharing the land is like this way for private landowners to get in touch with like land seekers who are interested in like hunting on private land or something. And they can like work together on conserving the land and making it a better place for everybody involved. So like this event at his farm, like we got there, Dan and I were like the last ones there, and there were maybe 50 people there. And we brought Porter with us. And I don't think it was a baby friendly event, but everybody there was super nice about him being there. And it was like, there's this big tent set up, and we sat down and they kind of explained again what the program was all about. And then it was like this like educational thing that I wasn't expecting. So it was like an interactive educational thing. And they broke us off into 3 groups, and like each group got like all this material, like this different fabric and stuff with different patterns and stuff on it. So like our table, we had to create like an agriculture environment with this fabric, and we had to explain like why we place certain things on our property and how we are managing that property in the most like efficient way. And like everybody had to be on the same page. So like if anybody was called on, they could explain like what was going on with our property kind of thing. And so I think Dan and I were like the only farmers at our group. So people were just like, oh, let's put this organic garden right in the middle. And then like, let's have water run right next to it. And then here we can plant our row crops and blah, blah, blah. And then that led to a bunch of different interesting conversations that made me realize how important it is to share our farming story on Instagram, because there's a lot of issues about like brought up about water pollution and farms and how our farmers being held responsible for being sustainable, and a lot of those type of questions. And it's like, oh, great. I can kind of voice my opinion on this. So that was kind of cool. So we only stayed for like an hour or 2, hour and a half, maybe. I forgot sunscreen for Porter. I wish Joe was there so he could have slathered him up with his
face is white, by the way.
But yeah, I just wasn't prepared for that whole thing, but it was fun. They had like a musician there and a lot of cool door prizes and stuff, and great resources for getting people connected and all that other stuff. So that was fun. And it was a pretty drive down in Cazenovia. It's in the Driftless region, which is a pretty cool spot in Wisconsin. It's like where the glaciers didn't hit. So it's kind of hilly and a lot of valleys and stuff, which is very different than our swamp that we're in.
Get out of my swamp.
Yes, but really
get
out of my swamp.
Cool. I mean, probably better than just sitting there listening to someone talk for a couple hours and kind of make you think. Yeah.
And like these people are like they're the people that we need to be talking to and like educating as farmers, because they're very cautious about the land and taking great care of it. And they sometimes might think that farmers aren't that way. So these were definitely the crowd where I felt that I could really educate and not just be like, you know what I mean? Like it was a good group of people to educate.
You could have a conversation with them
and have a conversation and not be
attacked,
heated. Yes. Yeah. They're genuinely interested in what steps we're taking to be sustainable, because they're also taking like it's a parallel effort and not like I'm very distracted. He's just zooming all over the place in his little gator. It's fine. It's great. He hasn't hit his head on anything yet today, so we're doing good.
I'll have to get a little helmet.
Yeah, I think that's the next step. we already had to put like the child locks on all the doors and stuff because he can reach those in his gator. So he'll just sit there and like pound his head on it. It's like, oh,
Good.
Anyway. So yeah, that was a Saturday. And then on Sunday for Mother's Day, we just spent time with my family and didn't really do a whole lot. So it was kind of nice. Just vegged.
Yeah, those are good days. I think it was a good day for that too.
Yeah, it was cold. It was just a sleepy day. We also got some flowers. We got our hanging baskets up on the side of the house. And I think some of them already dried out. So we're doing good. We've had them for 2 whole days.
Better go water them. Apparently I need to go water my plants when I'm done. Oh, yeah. I don't get hanging baskets anymore because it's too windy here. Like they the things that like the poles that you put in the ground, they don't ever stay straight. They just kind of like flip over and then your flowers fall out. So
my dad actually made us some. Well, he made them for my grandpa, and then after he passed, I stole them because they're like they're heavy duty. Like he welded them together, and like they're thick. They're thick.
That's probably what I need, or to like put it in like a concrete thing in the ground or something. Where'd he go?
He's trying to chase a bear, which is fine. Keep them both out of my hair.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything exciting happening this week?
No. I started going on hot girl walks, which is kind of nice. After I get done eating at night, I did this when I was pregnant. My diabetes nutritionist lady, she told me that to right now, so I'm loading the creatures up and we're going for a walk. I find inspirational podcast to listen to that's usually like 30 to 45 shared on Facebook. They had like, I thought it was one of those buggies that you hook up to the back of a bike where you can put your kids in and ride your bike with them. I don't have a bike, but I wanted a bike. And it was $35 and it was like a really nice buggy thing. So I get there and I look at it. I'm like, this is for jogging. I don't jog, but it's really nice and it's only $35. So I'm going to take it. So I load Porter up in that. It has like a little net thing in the front of it. So he's not getting blasted with bugs. So I load him up in that. And then I take Bear and we walk for 45 minutes after we eat at night. And it's really nice. And I can be inspired and not listen to crime podcasts and be scared out of my wits when I'm walking along the marsh. So yeah, it's nice. It's a good way just to get outside and move. And I think Bear needs it too, because he gained 20 pounds since last summer. Same. Yeah, but it's good. It's a good time. And I got new shoes to walk in because I didn't have any good, like, I got those, what are they, like On Cloud shoes, they have. And I was I did a little bit of research, which was unusual for me. I Googled best shoes to walk on gravel in because that's all we have out here. So they had a trail shoes, like they're like hiking type shoes, but they're tennis shoes. This is very exciting content. But I don't know if anybody else out there has gravel, like these shoes are pretty nice.
It's so hard to like know what kind of tennis shoes to buy because there's so many of them. I went through the same house trying to find running ones.
And if you ask like the running community, they're like, go to a running store and get your foot fitted. I'm like,
ain't got time for
do you know where I live? Like, where do you think I'm going to find a freaking running store? Like, so I took to Amazon and I ordered a pair. So I'm excited to get my hot girl walks on this summer.
That's awesome.
So if you have any good like motivational podcasts, because again, I don't listen to those things. I don't like being motivated. Please send me your favorites. They're just not my favorite to listen to. So if you got some good ones, send them my way, please, and thank you. How about you? What do you have going on? Anything fun and exciting?
I classify my cows on Wednesday. I don't have too many to do. Classification is basically, I don't know if we've talked about it on here before. Basically, like someone comes out and scores them. So they look at different features on them, like their udder, their feet and legs, dairy character, their stature, just kind of how they're built. And they give them a score. And then it's not something that you like need to do, but if you ever like sell animals at a show, it's nice to have, because you can be like, her dam scored excellent, 92, whatever, and it's kind of like a selling point. So I have never sold any of mine publicly yet, but it's on my to-do list. So I usually get them classified. So we have that, and then this is the first week. Okay. Daycare is so expensive. So expensive. And Joey and I were kind of like going over like bills and stuff last week, and we like moved some stuff around to make taxes easier for the farm. Long story short, my daycare is expensive. Long story short, whatever.
Yeah.
So I kind of decided like I'm gonna not put them in daycare quite as much. So like for us, full time is 32 hours, and then after that you pay an hourly fee. And it adds up with 2 kids in daycare, and like summer coming up, that's gonna be 3 kids in daycare. It's gonna be a lot. I'm gonna go broke.
Mm-hmm.
So this week I like planned it out so that they're only in daycare for 32 hours. So wish me luck, I guess. Like I feel like my afternoons, like sometimes I'll have like an afternoon free that I'm not at work, and that's gonna be gone now. But it's okay. We'll be fine. Especially like with it being nice out and stuff. They'll be able to like play outside and do fun stuff. And then like a couple days a week, I'm just gonna try to pick them up before nap time. And then, I don't know. I love our daycare. Like I love all the teachers, but it's so expensive. So we're gonna try to save some money that way. But while we're asking for recommendations, I'll take any recommendations for just like fun things to do outside. We're pretty close to Dubuque, so like we've got the River Museum and stuff, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wish we had like a nice splash pad, and I don't think Dubuque has one. I'll have to look more into it. But if you're around Dubuque, southern Wisconsin, have any fun like free or very cheap things to do this summer, let me know, because I'm just trying to save some money,
Yeah, I feel you. We being able to get outside has been a lifesaver. Like I don't know how much I've talked about it, but like I haven't really I haven't really worked a lot since harvest, really, or like from driving truck. So I've been with Porter all day, every day, which is great. Again, love him so much. But being stuck inside with him, and him being like on my exact same like sleep schedule, with him waking up right when I wake up, to him being up later than I want to be and getting no downtime, it's a lot. Yeah. It takes a toll, and being stuck inside that whole time, I'm glad that the sun is finally coming out and I can get outside for like an hour a day with him. Like, oh, good Lord. And I don't want to take him out like when the guys are working, because I've got Bear and I don't keep him on a leash at all. So like keeping track of the dog and making sure he's not running in like the ditches or like getting too close to the guys working, and like I have to wait until Dan comes home or like until they're done working for the day to go out and do stuff. But I'm ready for this warm weather. Anyway, that's a topic for a different day. That's a topic for my therapist.
I was just gonna say, Jackson just woke up. That might be our cue. Although Gracie is like, you see her?
Oh, okay. Let's
like-
let's plug the YouTube channel because that was
All
pretty
spread
cute.
out.
Okay, so one more plug before we go. We just created this we didn't create this website, but there's this website. It's called SpeakPipe, like SPEAK pipe PIPE.com. And if you do /forward farming podcast, you can actually leave us a voicemail. So hopefully, if you guys are into this, if you guys go to this website, you can leave us like a 90-second voicemail, and then we can play it on the podcast so you guys can be more like interactive with us. And I think that would be kind of fun to do that if you guys want to ask us questions, or if you want to talk about like a high or a low, or like what's going on in your farm, literally anything that you want to talk about. We want to talk to you guys. We want to get more involved with you, and Porter obviously is excited, and just kind of chit chat with you. So if you have like a joke or literally anything, good, bad, funny, sad, we want to talk about it. So again, that's speakpipe.com /forward farming podcast. And I will link that in our show notes, as well as put it on our website, which is found on our Instagram bio. And you can click that link and it will take you to our website. It's forwardfarmingpodcast.com. And that has all of the links to everything. He's just chewing on this. So it has links to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, on YouTube. It also has links for our personal Instagram bios as well. So if you haven't checked that out yet, check that out. It's kind of cool. And if you're not following us already, make sure you look for us Forward Farming Podcast Facebook, on Instagram, again on YouTube, just search Forward Farming Podcast. I'm over at Cranberry Chats. Becca's new handle is Becca Hilby.
Super original, I know.
And if you haven't left us a rating or review, please do so. That helps us on like the Apple charts as well, gets us recognized by more people. So we would really appreciate if you left us a rating and review. You can also do that on Facebook as well. So we really appreciate those of you that have done that. And if you haven't, we'd really appreciate it if you did. So please, we got kids to send to college. Help us out. And animals to support too. So they appreciate the extra.
Eat a lot of food.
That's all I have for this week. Sorry it was kind of a short, chaotic episode, but you know how it is.
Bless this mess.
#bless this mess. So that does it for this week, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.